with your feet. Right, now, if standing up is a bit of a challenge for you, have a chair handy. You can turn it around, put it around the wrong way. You can have it so you can hold on to it. You can hold on to it lightly. You can position yourself near a wall and you can hold on to the wall. Sorry, I didn't put my blinds down. It wasn't, the sun wasn't shining back behind my windows when I set myself up here. But anyway, hopefully it'll be fine. But come to standing and get a sense of where your body weight is on your feet or under your feet or however you want to refer to that. What do you notice about your feet, about your weight? Okay, where is the weight? All right, now let's have a little play with that, right? Once you've noticed what you're feeling through your feet, take a bit of a lean forward, shift your weight forward onto your toes, onto the front of your foot. Shift your weight back, maybe move yourself backwards so the weight's more on your heels, maybe the front of your foot gets light, maybe they even lift up off the floor. Ooh. Maybe you get unsteady there. Right, do that a few times. Go forward, right? You might feel your toes gripping. Right, go back. You might feel your toes lifting. Right, try it once or twice more. There's no hurry to go fast, to go slowly. Right? Just so move so you can feel what's happening in your own body. I'm going to do it one more time. And I'll tell you another thing that I'm noticing while I'm doing this. My knees, right? I'm gripping on. When I go backwards, I pull on up through my kneecaps and my quads. The front of my legs are right, gripping quite a lot. That's just me, right? I've got quite a bit of body awareness. Now, try and find the midpoint so you're not leaning forward, gripping with your toes, and you're not going back, maybe gripping with your knees and thighs. Right? And see if that's changed what you're feeling from underneath your feet. You can stay there as long as you like. And then I'm just going to shift my weight onto my right foot. I'm not lifting my left foot at all. I'm just shifting the weight. So I'm sort of leaning on. Most of my weight is now on my right foot. And I'm going to come on back and shift onto the left foot. As you're doing this body weight movement, or just the body weight shifting, does any part of that movement or any part of the way your body is feel more familiar to you, right? Or less familiar to you, right? For an example, the reason I'm saying that is I used to always just sort of shift my weight onto one leg and sort of like hang out here on my hips. If I bend my other knee, right? This leg is doing all the work. My hips being pushed out to the side, right? That would feel very familiar to me. Over the years, I've trained myself now to, when I'm standing still, to be more evenly weight bearing on both of my feet. So I'm just trying to bring body awareness to your own body. All right, come back to center. Now we're actually going to lift parts of our feet. So now let's go just lift one heel up, right? So you're going to bend your knee, the front of your foot still on the floor, the other foot is down flat. And we're going to switch, right? Other one. So it's like a bit of a walking on the spot, pedaling out movement with your legs, right? One knee bends, the other one straight or straightish. So I'm just walking on the spot, right? Rolling through my feet as I do so, right? Getting a sense again, right? The weight is shifting, right? I'm taking the weight onto one foot and then onto the other foot. Right? Do a little bit of movement here. And as you're doing this, maybe you can notice what you're feeling like through your feet, through your ankles. Do your ankles start to wobble around? And I just want to remind you, none of those sensations or ideas or what you're feeling, nothing is wrong, right? It's all a bit of experience of what's happening in our own bodies. I'm going to do a couple more each foot here. And then come back down to both feet on the mat. And then keeping both feet flat, I'm going to bend both of my knees. Oh, I'm getting a bit of a stretch in my calves when I do that. And then straighten them. Bend. And straighten. And bend. Trying to keep my heels down as I bend my knees and stay upright with my body. Let's do two more. Last one. Now I'm going to actually bend my knees and I'm going to stay here and see how my body's upright. I'm not sort of leaning forward or doing something like that. I'm going to stay like this. So I'm getting a sense of stretch through my calves, right, and the backs of my legs. I'm going to take a little walk around. So I feel like a bit of a duck, right? So I'm walking around here with my heels down, my feet are flat on the floor. Noticing what that feels like through my entire lower body, right? Maybe your entire body. You can do a couple of steps, you can do a lot of steps. I'm doing a little sort of figure 8 movement around my space here. A couple more steps. And then I'm going to come on back up. And then I'm going to do both legs at the one time. Now, this is where you might want to hold on to something. If you're okay in the middle of the room, the middle of the room is fine. Lift both of your heels on up and then lower them down. Right? Both of your heels raise up and lower down. Now, this is such a great foot strengthening exercise. If this is too much, come back to that one leg at a time, right? This is the same thing, but doing both at the same time. And this is where I normally tend to find my ankles really wobble around. Lift and lower. Remember, hold onto a wall, hold onto a chair if this is not okay. Now, you can continue with this. You can rest at any time. You could go back to the one leg at a time. Or if it feels okay, come on up onto your toes and have a walk around on your toes. Right, the options are always going to be yours. Now, does this feel familiar? If you've spent a life wearing heels, this might feel very familiar. This might be easy for you. But if you haven't, it might be really wobbly. Right, a few more steps. And then lower your heels back down when you've had enough, right? Or when you've gone the circle around your room or come back to the space, you can end up anywhere. And then we're going to try it the other way. So I'm going to shift my weight back like we did before, but this time try and lift the front of my foot up off the mat and see how wobbly I am here. I'm very unsteady in that position. Put them down, lift up again and lower, right? And notice how I'm pushing my bottom back and leaning forward. That's the only way I can access this move here. Right? You might be very different. Lift, whoa, and lower. I'm going to do 2 more. And then I'm going to go for a walk around the room again. It's going to lift and hold. So I'm on my heels now. I'm going to walk around on my heels, which for me is super awkward, right? But maybe this is familiar. Now, I've just been on holidays and I've spent quite a bit of time down on the beach. And when you're on the beach, notice your heels kind of sink down into the sand. If you're on soft sand, it makes it really difficult to walk, which is a good thing, right? We get to exercise our legs.